Hello everyone, hope you're well. So I did this video last year for my first year of uni or university. I'm probably going to call it uni for the rest of this video because it's kind of a long word. It went down really well, even for people that weren't doing the same course as me, just to kind of, you know, gain information on my experience and how it was for me and stuff like that. For those of you who watch my videos all the time, you'll have heard this a million times. I do pharmacy at university, and like I said, I'm in my second year and I'm going into my third. I didn't take a gap year or anything. I will leave the link to my first ever university video vlog down below, just because I speak about things like choosing your course, whether I'd lived out in my first year or lived in at home, things like that, like my thoughts on first year, how I made friends and stuff like that. So if you want to go see that video, again, it will be linked below, and you can go check it out. I'm probably going to split this video up into two. I'm going to talk about the school life subjects and things like that, and then I'm going to do social life a little bit at the end. It's not really anything crazy. I also want to say I'm not going to disclose which university I go to, just like I said in the other video, because again, it does not matter to me one bit if anyone finds out, but just because I'm obviously on the internet, just like I don't disclose other quite personal things, I'm not going to disclose where I go to university, just because I personally don't feel like comfortable with it. But if anyone does see me, come say hello, because I love it when you guys do that. I'd say quite a lot has changed. Your first year doesn't count towards your course, so this was the year for me that counted towards my final grade. I'm not actually sure 100% how much that is. I think it's around, I could be completely wrong, and I'm sure every university is different. It could be about 30% or something like that, because my course is actually 4 years long, unlike other courses, because it's actually, I'm going to come out of it with a master's. So obviously, because like I said, this year counts, it was just a lot more, not pressure, but you know, all of a sudden the course did become less A-level based, and it was kind of like we were learning new things, and it was still very much maths based, and a lot of physics came into it. Physics was not a subject that I did at A-level, so it was just completely alien to me. We had a module that was quite physics based, which I really didn't like. Biology, chemistry, you know, the norms. So unlike last year, I actually have a car this year, and I was just so uber happy to have it. And I was telling my mum actually today, I was like, anyone who lives in the UK will know we had a really horrible winter this year. It was cold for so long, and I think if I had to take the bus to school every day, I probably would not have made it in, and I would have just rather stayed in bed with some hot tea, because it was just crazy. It was so cold. So I'm really glad that I had a car, and my journey time is kind of like 45 minutes in the morning, if it's like early morning, and then any time after that is kind of half an hour, and then obviously when I'm going home sometimes between 5 and 6 it's about, it can actually take me about an hour in traffic. But you know, you kind of balance out, and then sometimes I would have stayed longer if I knew the traffic was going to be there. That was probably like the best thing for me this year, and I'm just so glad that I have a car, and I can also go see friends easier and stuff like that. It was just so, it just made my life 100 times easier, even my personal life, but even my school life, it made it so much easier. So that's one thing. Living situation, I am still living at home. I'm still going to live at home even in my third year, just because, like I said, the journey time is about half an hour on most days on average. I don't have any kind of yearning to live out really. I kind of was thinking about it, but it was never anything cemented, and I'm going to still live at home. Obviously that's so different for everybody else, and I'm still really thoroughly happy with my decision. I had quite a few modules. I had 2 exams in January, and I had, I think, 4 exams in May and April. So that was kind of, it was more than last year, I think. I think I had 1 in January last year and 4 in May, so it was just slightly more. And the exams were not multiple choice. I think I did say in my other video that all my exams last year were multiple choice. They were easy peasy, and, well, easy peasy, I mean a lot easier. I mean, multiple choice just makes life so much easier, because you're just kind of, it wasn't always true and false, but it was kind of, like I said, multiple choice. So, you know, it's just, it's kind of like you're prompted. If you kind of forget something, you have a prompt there, and you can kind of eliminate things that you think are wrong. Whereas this time it was kind of like, most exams were 50-50, so they were a bit of multiple choice, and then we had essays and things like that. And I will stress this, like I said in my other video, I am so alien when it comes to talking in essay forms about sciencey things, because, you know, it's not like history where you're going to write a conclusion, you know, an argument, and then an introduction, things like that. I just kind of was like, I'm going to learn the lectures and go from that, and just write every information that is from that lecture slide onto the answer and apply it to the question, because it wasn't kind of just like giving the answer. Sometimes you did have to apply your knowledge, which is kind of how uni comes into that. You know, it's not anymore like A-levels and GCSEs where you kind of have the straightforward answer. You have to kind of apply your knowledge slightly more. The good thing was with the essays was that you did get choices. So they'd give a few essay questions that you could choose from, and then I would choose like whichever one that I had studied the best for. I'm not gonna lie, there was some that I probably knew nothing about. That was probably the plus side, and we had one exam I think that was just multiple choice, and I think everyone just loved that exam because it was so much easier. I was still in about 5 days a week. I'd sometimes have Wednesdays that were kind of a little bit less, but I was pretty much in 5 days a week. The bad thing about uni with me is that they like to do things pretty late. So I'd have lectures at 4 till 6 and things like that, and just that is the time of the day that I'm not at my best. I just want to be at home, you know, on the sofa or having my dinner. I much prefer early lectures, so I'd much rather go in as early as I can and finish my day at 12 or 1 o'clock and then have the rest of my day to go and do whatever I please. But unfortunately I don't know how my timetable is going to be this year, but hopefully that's kind of how it works. And again, what did I have this year? I still had coursework this year, I still had labs, I still had seminars, lectures. My lectures were a lot longer. I had a 4-hour lecture this year I think, if I can remember correctly. So it was like one module was 2 hours, and then back to back it was another module was another 2 hours, which was just crazy. I think I touched upon this subject in my last video, but we also had dispensing, and another 2 labs that we didn't have last year were Aseptic Labs, which is the labs where you have to literally be in like a white suit. You have to be completely sanitized, like 99.9% sanitized, and you can't wear makeup. You have to like no perfume, no deodorant to go and make, I don't know what we were making because I actually didn't do it. Basically you couldn't wear piercings and things, and I just had my piercings done and I wasn't prepared to take them out, so I had to do an essay instead. But a lot of people had to do that. And then we also had extemporaneous dispensing, where we had a lab where we had to do the lab work completely on our own, and we had to make either a cream, an ointment and things like that. Obviously, like I said, this was back in May, maybe even, you know, before May, so I'm having trouble remembering, but that was quite hard. So yeah, lectures, like I said, 2 hours mainly, some were 1 hour, but I think the majority were 2. My coursework depended on like number of words and things like that, but every course was different. I'd say my coursework load was quite heavy, but I actually quite like coursework. We also had maths exams, so I did mention this in my last video that you do have to, in my university anyway, maths is a really big thing, because at the end when you finish your course you have pre-reg and you have to do a maths exam, but they want us to get 70% at least, or you have to retake. And luckily I passed, but that was like, I always dread the maths exams. They're multiple choice as well, so that makes it slightly easier, but the timing is so bad, I never finish. That's why I always want to stress to people that want to do pharmacy, you need to be good at kind of general core maths like multiplying, dividing, decimals, percentages, and just problem solving. Like, I didn't realise how much maths is actually in my course. I'm going to just stress that because I really didn't. I didn't think of it at all. I'd say labs were more gruelling this year. They were still 4 hours, 3 hours. Labs, I will stress again, lectures and labs are like my not so favourite things. Labs are probably the top unfavourite thing because I just get really stressed, and you're in the same place for 4 hours. I get tired, you know, just all these things, and you're stressing to kind of get out as soon as possible, so that's probably my worst thing. And then we also, this year, the big thing, the thing that everyone was like panicking about, again I'm speaking for myself, there might be people from my course watching this that are like not feeling the same as me, but the thing that I was panicking about most was dispensing. And again, I'm not sure if every pharmacy school does this, but dispensing is basically where we have lessons about, you know, when you go to the doctors and you get that green piece of paper with your prescription, we basically have to know all the legalities of it, where the drugs interact. I will say that most people, like most of my friends and I, were just stressing about the dispensing exam, which is at the end of the year, where you have to basically, I'm trying really hard to try and explain this as well as possible, you basically have to do everything correct to not kill a patient. So you're given patient profiles with different drugs, so someone might be taking aspirin but they can't take it with so-and-so drug, okay, I obviously can't remember at all what I'm talking about, or an eye drop that can't be taken with something else, like some asthmatics can't take certain eye drops, I think, again I might be completely wrong, you know, things like that. But then there also might be like the doctor might not have signed the prescription, so it's not legal, so you have to be really aware of everything and problem solve. That exam was basically like the be all and end all. You had 3 chances to do it, and if you didn't pass it you couldn't go into next year. All of my friends passed, luckily, so we all managed to pass. I passed on, we had 3 chances and I passed on the second. If you didn't pass on the second, on the third one you would get capped at 40%, which sucked. But on the first trial, so this wasn't one of the main ones, on the trial no one in my year passed. So I think that goes to show that out of 250 students, it's a really hard exam. So I was super lucky that I passed on my second go. Extemporaneous dispensing, the lab that we had to do for it, basically that's when a pharmacist can sometimes go and make your medicine for you, because sometimes the things have to be added there and then to keep them for longer and things like that. We had to do the lab all on our own. We were all given different things to make. I do not remember for the life of me what I made, but I think I made a cream, a liquid preparation and an ointment, I want to say, and we had to spread them, and I fully made a little tube of cream. So there were just little things that we'd all kind of be a little bit stressed about every now and again. And we also had this thing called OSCEs, which is where we have a simulated little pharmacy going on. So the teachers are pretending to be the people that are ill coming into the pharmacy, and you have to kind of on the spot have your BNF on you, which is like the drug bible, and you have to help them with their problem basically. So someone might come in with who's going on holiday and they want malaria tablets, and you have to kind of advise them and things like that. I think I had that, that's why I remembered it. Or if someone needs help in knowing how to put in eye drops or how to take their inhaler, we have to kind of, we have sheets and things in front of us, but that's an allocated time where we have to help them, and you get marked on that at the end of it. So those were probably a few of the most stressful things. And all in all, my course was good. I thought exams were really hard. Other than that, it was okay. Dispensing was definitely the most stressful for me personally. I just found it, just the pressure of it, of knowing that if I didn't pass I wouldn't move on to next year, was probably the most stressful thing for me. But other than that, it's been a really good year. Socially, second year was really good for me. I had my set friends that I had from last year. It was a really good year. Obviously I don't have to share everything with you guys, and like I don't share everything with you guys, but I just think it's like, it's nice sometimes for you guys to get a little bit of an idea about my life and things like that, just because, yeah, I genuinely really value you guys, and I think lots of you know that. I met someone in second year at the end, I think it was the end of January, and I probably had the best few months of second year. I'm getting like, yeah, all flustered talking about it, but like I said, I regard you guys as my friends, and I was extremely happy. So second year will always kind of, I will always think of second year as kind of a really good year just because of that. I'm not with him anymore, unfortunately, but it was a really good year, and that's probably kind of what set second year up for me. I was really happy, I was with my friends, and yeah, it was just a really good year, except the stress of the studying. I'm still extremely excited to go back. I'm actually dying to go back and you know, go to freshers. Even though I'm third year, I will still probably attend one night. Yeah, just honestly, everyone just enjoy it. It's just, honestly, uni has gone so quickly. Every time I say it, like I got an email from uni today, and I just saw third year on, you know, on the email, and my eyes kind of went like this, because I cannot believe I'm in third year and I have 1 year left. You guys who are starting out, definitely enjoy it, especially, like I said, freshers and things like that. Just try and, you know, talk to people, don't be shy, and yeah, just really enjoy it. It's amazing. Honestly, even though I didn't live out, I still feel like I've changed and I've learned a lot, just with people coming and going into your life and things like that. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to third year. So I'll see you guys all very soon. If you have any questions, obviously we're not all doing the same course. Do whatever makes you happy, but hopefully it gave you guys a little bit of an insight, and I haven't vlogged in a little while, so I love you guys so much. I'll leave my Twitter below, so again you can message me, and I'll see you guys. Love you. Bye.